Today, today passages, actually I want to focus the number 7 pairs and 2 pairs. When you read the Bible, sometimes you just easily skip certain verses because just numbers or just informative verses like listing, the size of the ark and all the literal meaning on the Leviticus and like what colors of clothing and things, or some genealogy, one after one and that after that. When I read these verses today, actually the verse 1, Genesis chapter 7, it is kind of very important because God called Noah because he was righteous in the eyes of God. This is very important verses. I have seen that you are righteous before me in this generation. This is why God chose Noah among the wicked people. Noah stood midst of those sinful natures and simple people. But in the eyes of God, Noah was righteousness. I do not want to claim how Noah made it that kind of righteous, but the Bible focused, this is the eyes of God. This is a view of God. I don't think Noah was perfect man, but at least he did it his best before God. So God found a favor from Noah. Noah did a good thing, maybe, but he did the best, but it was not perfect because no one was perfect in the Bible, even in the world after Adam and Eve. Okay, verse 1 is good. How about verse 2 and 3? Verse 2 and 3 says that take with you 7 pairs of all clean animals and how many? A pair of animals that are not clean. So God command these things. I made this on screen, right? God said cleanse animal. How many? 7 pairs. Unclean animals. How many pairs? 2 pairs. Why? Why? Verse 3, it says that to keep their offspring alive. So God wants to spare their life because the condemnation, the judgment day on the day, Noah's period is coming soon. So God commanded to Noah, okay, build the ark. I'm going to wipe out all the people because I'm going to start new generation, youth from Noah. But I do not want to kill every living creature in the world, earth, airs, and on the land. So God said, take 7 pairs of clean animals and 2 pairs of unclean animal. Why? Why 7 pairs and 2 pairs animal? Have you ever thought about why? Have you ever asked why? Because I usually just read it, 7 pairs and 2 pairs. I did it. But the last week, 2 weeks ago, it came to me with a little weird. Why? Why it's not same numbers of pair each other? Not 7 pair each, cleanse and uncleanse. Or 2 pairs each, cleanse and cleanse. Why God separately command 7 pairs and 2 pairs? I do not 100% know, but I can guess based on the text. But this is very fun, and I want to look at detail. Leviticus chapter 11, God gave the first commandments regarding of cleansed and uncleansed animal. This is the period of Moses, right? Leviticus. God gives the detailed laws every people of Israel, God's people have to practice because they are all people of God in the land of Canaan. So God gave them new law. You have to follow it. Why? Because God separated clean animal, unclean animal, because of God want to receive their offering. It is not because of sustainable, not for food. Why? before Noah's flood, people in the earth, they only allowed to eat fruit and plant and vegetable. Did you ever notice it? God commands people to offer. Even though the Bible does not say this, but Genesis chapter 4, people offered God. Some people bring some animal. Some people bring some their grains and something from their harvest. Cain and Abel. We see that, right? So, God was receiving the offering from the people worshiping. The worshiper, they have to bring animals, clean and unclean. How about in the ark? God command 7 pairs of clean animal and 2 pairs of unclean animal. Maybe offering. But you know what? I want to think about the perspective of Noah's. I had the same questions if I were the Noah. Why God 7 pairs and 2 pairs? Not 2 pairs for each. Because Noah's ark is not tremendously big. He had to take all different kinds of species. God wanted to spare their lives, all creatures, during the flood. Maybe fishes on sea animal, they maybe survive. But animal in the air, birds, animal on the land, they need certain place. It was for ark. Okay, that's reasonable, but Noah, he will leave those animals in the small tiny ark. Noah's ark is kind of big, but compared to size, to contain all different kind of animal, this is a whole different story. He had to stay in the ark within those kind of animals. How many days? Did God mention that how many days He's going to give the flood? No. Uncertainty. God bring Noah into uncertainty within not enough space. Only questions. But Noah, he made it just obedience before God. Wow. It is good, right? So from that, we should acknowledge that we may not understand God's plan, but we are required to make full obedience. That's what Noah demonstrated. Okay, now every animals are in the ark. How they gonna live in there? Maybe bears and lions or wild animal. Like Daniel, story of Daniel, God just God made Egypt all the wild animal. They never harmed each other's. That's fine. But how about the space? How about the food for feeding those animals? I don't know how the Noah could survive during the flood in the ark. We just always focusing that, oh yeah, he survived the ark. How many days? Food. How about? You know that when the storm comes, is it bright or dark? It's dark. It's dark. They all isolated in the dark in the Noah's ark, within the animal. We do not have pet, but we see that all animals, they feel the fear in the darkness. Some wild animal, they enjoyed walking in the darkness, but within the flood, thunderstorm, they all freaked out. God bring them peace, balance with all different kinds of animals. Okay, that's good. But why 7 pairs and 2 pairs? How about this? Genesis chapter 8, verse 20. This is what Noah did it after the flood is gone. When the flood is done, Noah gave offering to God. What did he need now? Clean animal. Yes? Yes. He needed a clean animal to give God offering. So, okay. Oh, yeah, we can guess. God, He spared 5 extra pairs of clean animal compared to 2 unclean animal, or pairs of unclean animal, because God want to receive those clean animal as an offering. Noah understood, okay. That's why God commanded me to take 5 extra more pairs of animal. Okay. God prepared His own thing. Is this all? Not really. There's another one. Genesis chapter 9, verse 3. God says, every moving things that the live shall be food for you. And as I gave you the green plants, I give you everything. Now God gave the permission, Noah's. You can eat them. Now you understand it. Israel, even back in Noah's, he was not allowed to eat every but clean animal. So here, let's use math, okay? 7 pairs, clean animal. So, how about 2 other pairs? Oh, I need 2 more fingers. Okay, can I borrow? Yeah, these 2 fingers, unclean animal, because God wants to save their lives on the face of the earth. That's fine. But God asked Noah to save 7 more pairs of clean animal. Let's make simple math. To make the creatures living the world alive, at least they need 2 pairs. It's 1 pair, right? 2 pairs. 2 pairs, 2 pairs. Okay. Now, 5 pairs of clean animal. Why? Because God wants to take 1 as offering. How many animals Noah killed for offering? Thousands or 5? Maybe few. How about all different kinds of the rest of pairs of animal? For what? Food. God gives us the food. From this, I could imagine this. Noah, he made it best, the most obedience for God, right? Even though he still doubt, he couldn't understand, but he made it for obedience. God transformed all his obedience into the blessing for Noah. He thought, why God? Why those extra animals in the tiny ark? It looks big, but it's not enough space for all different kinds of species in limited place. We have to survive with these extra animals. Why not only 2 pairs of each clean and unclean animal? He made doubt. He had to work for 5 extra pairs of animal, extra work to feeding them, carrying them, taking care of. But now he realized it. Oh my gosh. I thought it was for only God, but most of the thing is for me. God planned to feed Noah and Noah's family after flood. Maybe he prepared extra meal. Noah did not expect what God will prepare. We know that after the flood is done, he start, the grape wines, because it is a matter of drink water instead of water, but other things. Now Noah can eat the meat, those animals. So this is a really great lesson from Noah. We do not know the details of plan, what God made it, and the purpose of God, but he made it for obedience. Just he did his best. And the first thing, he thought, actually it is for God. God created all to praise God and glorify God. Okay, let's bring it into our story, our life. God bring us to certain stages or circumstance, and we have to suffering, or we have to think about, we have to pray, and we have to trust God. And the first insight at the moment, okay, this is the will of God. We admit it, right? Sometimes you may feel that, okay, through my sacrifice, let's make glorify God. Let's make the sanctification. Let's make the justification who God is. And I want to experience the real presence of God. But let's move to the next chapter. Everything was what? For me. It became the blessing for me. We usually think about, okay, this is for God. I sacrifice. But plan of God is not for only sake of God. This is how God taking care of His people. Every time when I give the discipline to my kids, they did not want to listen because they hate to listen. Yes. But one day, they listened. Okay, Dad, 내 엄마, 내 아빠. They thought, they sacrificed. They thought, okay, 내가 엄마를 위해서, 아빠를 위해서. I'll just say yes for my mom and my dad. But eventually, that's going to be a blessing for their life. In the moments, parents taking care of kids within the discipline, it looks like, okay, would you make your mom hurt, mine comfort? But it's going to be ultimately your blessing, kids. When you see the 2 pairs of those animals, this is not just simple numbers. Through those numbers, 5 extra pairs, Noah, he had to sacrifice more. He had to suffer more. He had to have more hard times in the Noah's ark, his ark. He needed to be more diligent. He needed to be patient. It may bring more suffering. It may be more pains. It may be more sick of, more tired and freaked out, frustrated. Later, through the prayer, the obedience, he might realize, okay, through this, I can offer it to God. But this is not the end. Right? God said, now you can eat all. It was for my abundance. I thought it was my burden, it was my prayer request. But later, I will realize it. Because this is my blessing. As a Christian being, sometimes you may be some hardship with the relationship with God or other people, or your bad habit, or something, physical pain, or weakness. You may say that, okay, God may bless you through this. I want you to transform your thought and mind. Through this, God will bless me. God will bless me. Even though I see that, oh my gosh, there's no hope, there's no any positive result in my futures, but God will change my sorrow, mourning, into dancing. When you read this verse again and again, I want you guys to remember God's plan is always great. God is always greater than my thought. So, let me conclude today's message. The story of Noah, it teaches a reliable lesson about faith, trust, and obedience. We learn to acknowledge that we may not always understand the God's plan, and that's okay. Our job is to trust God, even when the path isn't clear. And we must trust God until He reveals His plan. Often, His provisions and purpose are hidden within His commands. And it is only through obedience that it's going to rebuild. Last, in every area of our lives, we should strive to give our best to God. Whether in our work, our relationship, or our service to others, let's do it as unto the Lord. Trust that when you give your best to God, He will turn it into something even greater. What may seem like a small or insignificant offering to you, this can be multiplied by God to perfect His purpose and bring blessings into your life. As we navigate our own journey of faith, let us hold fast to this truth. May we, like Noah, trust God and obey God, knowing that He is always faithful and His plans for us are always for our good. So let's remember, the best for me is what? Do best to your God. Do best for your God. God will change everything you made it, you suffered, into blessing for your days. This is a privilege as all Christian beings.